I haven't gone live from my end.
Your life, man.
We're not live from my end. It's saying here that we're recording too frequently. I don't know what you did in the studio. I don't know. Hello, good evening. Hello,
Good
hello, good
evening.
evening. Good evening. Nice to have you in the studio, Jochi. Good evening, Divine. I see you, Zioma. Divine, welcome. Yes, I'm live. I didn't know I was live. Thank you so much. Good evening. Yes, thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, so thank you for letting me know you can hear me. So, welcome to another exciting episode of the Friday Night Hangout. Tonight, we are going to be talking about cooperatives as a sustainable model for environmental and social change. And this is very apt at a time like this because there are numerous benefits to belonging to a cooperative. And a number of us don't even know the benefits of a cooperative. There are different models of cooperatives, and tonight we have in the studio Udochi Alisigwe. She's the administrative manager of the Power Women Cooperative, and we're going to be having a very exciting time together. I will ask you to be resilient. The network is acting up, right? The network is acting up. I'm not in the studio. Unfortunately, my flight was cancelled, so I couldn't make it back to town today. And so I'm going live off the studio. But we have Udochi in the studio. Udochi, welcome to Friday Night Hangout.
Thank you, Ma. Good evening, everybody.
Nice to have you here. I'll give you maybe a minute or two, Udochi, to introduce yourself, and then we just, welcome some of our audience, and we go right into the conversation.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Udochi Alisigwe. I am the administrative manager of Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative Society here in Enugu. And it's a privilege to be here. I'm an economist by profession, so I am going to really, really tell you what a cooperative is all about, and I will also tell you what you can gain, especially in our struggling economy now. You cannot overemphasize the importance of belonging to a cooperative. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. When you have an economist in the room and you're talking about cooperatives, so sit tight. If you don't have your writing materials, please, this is the time to get it. I always love to check in on you to know how you're doing. And so I would ask you to use the comment section and put in TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and let me know how you're doing. I see you, Fina, Rita, Ada, Ozioma, Divine, and please forgive me if I haven't called your name right. It's not intentional. So, Udochi, can you take us through, what a cooperative is? What is a cooperative really?
Okay, a cooperative is an association of individuals who come together voluntarily to maximize their social and economic benefits.
Hmm.
A cooperative, you have to, it's not something that someone forces on you. It's something that you and people of like minds decide to come together to promote your interest. There must be a common interest, and then there must be voluntary coming together before you can
Hmm.
now have a cooperative.
I like that. Two key things: voluntary, coming together, and then common interest. Now, I know there is a school of thought that, when we talk about cooperative, they think is for the rural dwellers. They think is for those who are indigent. Can you address that, Udochi?
Yes. Um, A cooperative is not for rural dwellers
Mm,
only. It's not something that is peculiar to a certain group of persons.
mm,
Remember, by my definition, I said the individuals will voluntarily come together to promote their common interest. So,
mm.
for you to belong to a cooperative, is there a common interest? Is
Beautiful.
there something that you people want to achieve together that
Beautiful.
you cannot, as an individual, achieve it?
Mm,
If you cooperate with one, two, three, 5, 10, 20 persons, the more you are in number, the more that interest is being enhanced. Then you can form a cooperative. So it is
awesome.
not rural dwellers. Do you have a common interest? That is the most important thing. So those in the rural areas can have an interest that they are promoting. Those in the urban areas have also interests that they are promoting. So irrespective of where you're based, your locality or whatever, you can form a cooperative as far as there is a common interest that you want to optimize. Thank you.
Beautiful. I love that optimization of interest. You want to optimize your interest. So I want us to keep this definition in mind as we talk about cooperative being a sustainable model for change, right? And before we go into the environmental or social benefits of or impact of a cooperative, let's look at the benefits of being in a cooperative. Aside the fact that you've talked about the two key components, meaning that we must have common interests and it's voluntary. What other benefits do we have being members of a cooperative? Why would you recommend that we join cooperatives?
Okay. One beautiful and unique thing about a cooperative is that a cooperative is a democratic organization where every member is equal. There is
Mm,
equality. It's not like other business models where you have hierarchy. In a cooperative, every member, every member's vote, every member's voice is the same and it counts. So it is a democratic organization. So if you're looking for a business venture or an enterprise that you go into where your opinion will count, a
mm,
cooperative is a place for you to fit in. Then another gain is that in a cooperative, because it's owned by the individuals, the members of the cooperative, it is your own interest, that common interest that brought you all together, that is maximized, that is optimized. You have each other's back in a cooperative. Whatever it is that is your need at that particular time, you can bring it to the cooperative and it will be looked into. And then you will be helped to sort that need. That is what a cooperative does for you. The word cooperative means you're cooperating. It's
mm.
from the word cooperate. You're cooperating and your interest can change from time to time. But as far as you belong to a cooperative, then whatever it is that is your need at that particular time, these human beings that you have come together with, these individuals that you've come this cooperative with, will help you to make sure that you sort that need. That's one beautiful thing about a cooperative.
Thank you so much. In fact, the benefits of corporates are just too numerous. We've talked about, maximizing interest. Also, there's also that of empowerment, economic empowerment, right? And that's the major thing
Yes.
most people look at, that of economic empowerment. But beyond economic
Yes.
empowerment, you're building a network. There's also the bit of capacity building because in a cooperative, periodically, members would be given certain trainings, right? Now,
Yes.
just reflecting on the benefits and the definition of a cooperative, what will happen to a cooperative when you have the members being docile or inactive?
A cooperative with docile members, it's not going to, because one, remember you came together to achieve something. If you're docile, you will not achieve anything. That is it. If you're docile, if you're less concerned about the things of that cooperative, that means that interest that brought you people together will not be fulfilled.
mm,
So whatever benefit that is supposed to accrue to you as a member of that cooperative, you will not benefit from it because
mm,
you are dormant. You're just
mm.
occupying space. You are not, yes, you're
Matter,
not putting in
matter.
any value. No value is being added, so no value is being received. And
Okay.
you become stagnant, and you know what happens to stagnant water. Eh,
But let's look at the economic perspective of cooperative, right? We talked about the
okay,
economic empowerment. Now, how
yes.
would that happen if we have some members contributing economically, some other members not contributing? Remember, we talked about collective interest. I really like this because some of us are already in cooperatives. Some are thinking about joining cooperatives. So it's important that we understand the full dimension of what we are getting into. So let's dwell on that bit as well, the economic empowerment bit of the cooperative. How does that work out when you have active members versus when you have dormant members?
Okay. When you have active members in a cooperative, whatever it is that is being done in the cooperative, let's bring it down to our current situation in Nigeria. Let us say that a grant is being given to a particular cooperative to give to members who are maybe in one particular trade or in one particular business or whatever, to support them. Now, if your cooperative is made up of inactive members, that means that you might not have everything to qualify for that grant. That is the first. Two, if you have some are active, some are not active, despite the fact that it's a democratic organization, you will have to give consideration to those who are financially up to date, because they are the ones who are really the members of the cooperative. It's not
Mm,
that you registered in a cooperative and then you went home and whatever
mm,
they call for general meetings, you don't come. They ask for, there's an opinion pool, you don't contribute anything.
mm,
When there is a benefit, you do not expect to reap from there,
mm,
because probably whatever you remember, you're part owner. Every member is a part owner. Whatever is the cost of getting that benefit, probably that your registration money would have gone into that cost, so nothing comes to you. So when you're inactive in a corporation, you in a cooperative, you're not doing well. You do not want that cooperative to grow. Remember that a cooperative also affects not only the members but those that are around it. Let's
beautiful.
assume it's our own cooperative, the Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative. Now, in our own cooperative, it's not exclusive for a particular trade. So you have people from different walks of life who are there. Okay, if we pull resources from active members, and we today that foodstuffs are just going, the prices of foodstuffs are just going haywire, and then you
Mm,
pull resources from active members and you bring in foodstuffs at a, maybe we collaborate with a farmers cooperative and we bring in a particular foodstuff. Now, you do not expect that because you registered 20 years ago that you
mm,
are now qualified. No, it is the financially engaged members that will benefit, because
mm,
it is their interest that is at stake. They have been the ones who came together. It is their voice that has been heard. It is their
mm,
money that is at stake. It is their monies that was used to negotiate whatever it is. So you do not just come because you registered some years back and then you come into benefits. No,
beautiful.
sometime, yeah, sometime we did something similar in our cooperative where we were able to get crayfish at a very, very reduced price, and a lot of people benefited from it, and those who benefited were those who were financially up to date.
Mm,
Those today, now those people who keyed in on that are very, very happy, because the price of crayfish is almost doubling what they bought. And this
true.
was possible because these individuals When this opportunity arose, they brought in their monies and everything, and they made it possible. So that's the benefit. When if we engage in any empowerment program, it is still
Mm,
the same people who have not backed out, who have been invested, that we will still empower. Whatever
mm.
it is that we are doing, we first of all put in these people's interest. They come first because they are the ones who are cooperating with themselves to make sure that this cooperative moves on and achieves its purpose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Udochi. Wonderful insights. Ozima said amazing insights. Amazing insights. Yeah. The exciting thing about a corporate is that there are different models. We have the multi-purpose. Oduchi was talking and she mentioned the farmer cooperatives. So there are different type of cooperatives. Whether you are the rural area or you are the urban dweller, you can decide which one you want to join, which one suits your interest, and which one would help you to maximize your potentials, and which one you want to have a network with, right? So there are options to choose from. Now let's move into the area of looking at the social impacts of having a cooperative. What are the social impacts? What are the environmental impacts, Udochi?
Okay, thank you very much. One of the social impacts of a cooperative is poverty, will I say, alleviation. Um, a cooperative helps to bring about equity. It reduces the gap between the haves and the have-nots, because when you people come together in a cooperative, you have the same power, the same voice. Now, for instance, within a cooperative, if a loan is being made available to members of the cooperative, now you can access it easily as a member of a cooperative. It will not be as when you're going to financial institutions to borrow, because you're a member there. And maybe if there is a need you have and you feel that it is only those who have that
Mm,
can do that at that particular time, when you come to your cooperative and they give you that support, you will be able to do what the haves have
mm,
done. It will no longer, that there's a bridge between that gap now. So in the social arena, they will no longer see you as have not, because you have this association that is helping you to bridge that gap. That's one social benefit. Another
mm,
social benefit is that by being a member of a cooperative, most like our own cooperative, Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative, we do personal development trainings. Now, it might be something that ordinarily you will pay so much for,
mm,
and you might not be able to assess, or you might not be able to afford the cost of that personal development training. But by being a member of a cooperative, this training comes to you probably from somebody who is also a member of that cooperative,
mm,
or the cooperative as an entity now is no longer an individual going, can negotiate for a reduced price, and the cooperative will cover the cost of that training, and then you've gained something that ordinarily you would not have been able to do on your own. But by being a member of a cooperative, you've gained.
mm.
That's another social advantage of belonging to a cooperative.
Beautiful. And something that came up when I heard you speak is that of community building, right? You belong to a community. For those of us who may be extroverts, you don't want to be seen, you have a safe space within the cooperative, because as
Exactly.
you're there, you have your community, you don't have to exert yourself, right? But you belong to this community. So it's another safe space for you to network and get to do what you need to do. Even for you to discover your purpose, your potentials, just associating with like minds. Remember that you're coming together because one, you have similar interests, right? And two, is voluntary. Nobody's forcing you into coming into that space. And because this happens, a whole lot of things becomes easier for you. Even when Odochi talked about the loans, one advantage of belonging to a cooperative is that you don't get the loans at the same rate the microfinance bank or the big banks would give. At the cooperative, it comes at almost nothing. It's really very, it's a very light interest rate that you get when you access loans through your corporate. But remember that there are also responsibilities before the loan accessing. I know a lot of people want to jump into cooperative for accessing loan, but there are other requirements, of responsibility or responsibilities before you jump into that. But let's look at the brighter and the bigger side. So, Udochi, what other social impact or environmental impact can we gain running a cooperative or being a member of a cooperative?
Okay, one environmental impact of
Mm,
running a cooperative is that because it's an organization of human beings, if
mm,
there is a need in the society where,
mm,
if, let's say, there is an environmental problem that one voice cannot make a difference,
mm.
the voice of the cooperative will be loud and heard.
Yes.
Let's assume that a cooperative or it's, let's say, like ours in Enugu, and there is let's say water pollution, and
Beautiful.
it's affecting members of our cooperative. If one person is going about it, that person cannot be heard. That person will be easily intimidated. But
Mm,
as a cooperative, because you're a member of that cooperative and this particular problem affects you, you can come
mm,
to the cooperative and the cooperative will be your voice and you will be heard loud and clear. As an entity, as an enterprise, as an organization, you can penetrate quarters where an individual will not be able to go to. That's
mm,
one environmental impact. Then another environmental impact that a cooperative has is like what I um, gave as an example before. Today, prices are just jumping up and down in the market. You go to the market and you find out today it's this, next tomorrow it's adding almost double the price and everything.
mm,
In that environment where this cooperative is operating, it can help those there. If the cooperative gets these things because of its position in that community, it can acquire certain things at a reduced cost, and people around will benefit. Not necessarily, because if what they are selling a particular commodity in the market is higher than what you're selling, some of the petty traders around that environment will choose to purchase from you.
mm.
And when they buy at a low price, they will not sell, they will just add their normal profit. And then people around will benefit from that cooperative because it's the cooperative now that is bringing in that support to the environment where it's functioning. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you so much for that. So another thing that comes to mind in terms of environmental impact is even the reduction of waste, right? Because they are diverse members of the community, the cooperative community, you have different skill sets. Having seen people using the empty sachet of pure water to do bags, to do all those kind of stuff, right? So even in the economic empowerment, you can also look at what kind of waste in our own environment can we now repurpose into something meaningful as a cooperative rather than as an individual. It gains more traction that way. So you can even take up a course. You can even take up a course, like you mentioned. You might decide to do the erosion, you might decide to do water pollution, advocating. So it's not just for the economic empowerment. There are a whole lot of benefits and impact that a cooperative really can bring to the community, to the society, and it drives change. The critical thing is that it drives sustainable change. Now, Udochi, tell us a little bit more about when you talk, you say our own cooperative. Tell us a little bit more about that cooperative.
Okay. My cooperative, our cooperative is named Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited. Now, by our name, you will know that we are not joking. We intend to make a difference. These women who have come together to form this cooperative, they have power. What I mean by that is that they want to empower themselves, make impact in the environment that they find themselves. That's why we are looking at things. We don't joke with personal development. Personal development is key for us here.
mm,
Our president does not joke with personal development.
mm,
So our women multipurpose cooperative is a multipurpose cooperative. It is not based on one trade. People
mm,
from diverse trades, people from diverse walks of life, but who have that common interest of being more than what is available around them by holding hands with people of like minds to grow to a very large extent, to impact in their society, to develop themselves, to become better.
mm,
These women have come together to form Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative. In whatever aspect that they can help themselves, there's no limit to what they can do. It's multi-purpose. As far as at the end of the day, that common interest of
mm,
uplifting themselves is
mm.
achieved. If
Beautiful.
we find out that is economical, we will tackle it. If we
Mm,
find out that is whatever angle it is, financial, we will tackle it. If we
mm,
find out that is social, we will tackle it. If we find out that it's environmental, we will tackle it because we
mm.
are diverse. We are not just limiting ourselves to one particular thing because our society is fast evolving and then we want not to become obsolete, but we want to meet up with the changes that are happening in our society.
Beautiful. We want to remain relevant as the
Yes, we
society
want to
evolves.
remain
Very key.
relevant no matter what
Very, very
happens.
key. Very key. So if you belong to a cooperative, please, this is the time for you to take it serious. The cooperative is so important, especially at a time like this. And one aspect of a cooperative that makes it to grow is membership. The more the merrier, the more the merrier. So if a cooperative is limited in number, you can't get as much impact and as much growth as when the cooperative is expanded. So if you belong to a cooperative, please try and make sure that you bring other people along, pull other people in. So can people join the Power Women Multipurpose Society Limited?
Okay, it's just by registering, you pay your registration fee, and then you purchase ordinary shares with us. It's not expensive. It's very, very much affordable. And then you do your voluntary and compulsory contributions monthly. That's basically what we need for you to become a part of us.
So if people I'm saying I'm interested, Dochi, I'm interested, how can they reach out to you to join the Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited?
Okay, our office is at A14 C2C Plaza by Wakiti. That's Presidential Avenue. That's where our office is located.
Which state
And
are
you
you
can
in?
Enugu. We are in Enugu State, but we are not limiting our members to Enugu. We are not limiting
Beautiful.
our members to Enugu. We have members who are in Lagos. We have members who are not even in Nigeria, and
Beautiful.
our office is in Enugu. But thank God
How can you
for
be reached?
technology.
How can you be
Okay,
because
I
you're
can.
talking about physical office address? What about those who can't come physically to your office? How can you be reached?
Okay, they can send me a chat on WhatsApp on 091-250-22355.
Can you take it again, please?
Okay, 091-250-22355. That's the
So it's
number
going
where I can be reached.
Beautiful. It's going to be in the comment section. So you can reach out to Udochi, either WhatsApp, SMS, or you can visit her in the office and she'll give you a lot of details on how you can become part of the cooperative, and like we said, Elizabeth, that's right. The point is the more the merrier. In a cooperative, the number is really very critical. So if you're in a cooperative and you're sleeping on this one, wake up. wake off because there's a lot to be done. What will be when we come? We're going to go in for ads now. We have a masterclass coming up. When we come back from that ads, Udochi will give us her last words, our final words for tonight. So we have an upcoming masterclass on this She Speaks is a virtual masterclass. We have schedules from August through to December, and it's going to help you to build your legacy. Perhaps you're seeking for clarity, you want to enhance your skill set. This is the masterclass to be in. So we have schedules October, November, December. We've got you all covered, right? If you need more information on the masterclass, you can reach out to us on 0704 229 1171. And there'll be a link in the comment section for you to also click because we have the first virtual masterclass coming up 17th of August, which is round the corner. And the early bird registration is still ongoing. So you can really get a huge discount when you register before, I think, the 1st or 2nd of August. You get your early bird registration, which is a lot of discount for you. Otherwise, you can reach us on 0704 229 1171, or you use the link in the comment section to reach out to us or to read up more information on the She Speaks masterclass. It is virtual, so distance is not a barrier at all. Distance is not a barrier. So we go back to Udochi to give us our final words before we wrap up this exciting episode tonight.
Okay, my final words are these. Um, like my host said, the more the merrier. The benefits of belonging to a cooperative society cannot be overemphasized, especially in our current challenging economy in Nigeria here. You cannot overemphasize the benefits. And one thing is, it's no longer a situation where you say, I am not a farmer, so I cannot belong. I am not a trader. Power Women Multipurpose Cooperative is there for you. Whatever is that need, those who have come together with you will make sure that you will not be stranded. That your need, a way must be made for it. So please, I am expecting you to contact me on number I gave, and it was a very beautiful moment with my host. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. I'm excited to have. It's an interesting conversation. And I think we need to bring you back again because very soon we'll be getting into the Ember month, right? You will now come and tell us how to get ready. For those of us in the cooperative, what can we expect to get and all of that. So I will look forward to inviting you, and I hope you make out time to come join us again. It's been an insightful time with you. Thank you for sharing your expertise, your knowledge with us. Remember, she's an economist, so don't joke with her at all. Hot brains, eh? All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying tuned with us. If you came late, not to worry. Please watch the replay. And then don't forget to use the numbers on the comment section to reach out to us. You can also use the link that will be placed in the comment section to join the She Speaks virtual masterclass. Distance is not a barrier. You're thinking of enhancing yourself. You're thinking of achieving your goal for the second half of the year. Then you need to join us at the Joy Uso Coaching Consult in our She Speaks virtual masterclass. Until we see you next week, Friday, another exciting, interesting episode. Stay blessed, stay tuned, have enough rest, reflect, enjoy yourself. Who is doing this one dance they are doing everywhere? I hope you are seeing it. There's a lot happening in Nigeria that will keep you happy, right? And I know there are talks of a protest happening next week. I think first or so. So get yourself ready just in case it happens. And if it doesn't, very good. If it happens, very good. Just get yourself prepared so that you don't get stuck in. And then the go dance that is going on all over social media. We're seeing different things happening there. I will leave it at that. Just want to make you laugh. Till we see you next week, Friday. Bye from me and from Udochi.
Bye.
See you next
Happy
week. Love you so
weekend.
much.
Oh yeah, it's a Friday night.